Always one man.
Laying a little bit further round. There we go. Now most of them are doing their favourite pastime, which is sleeping. 16 to 20 hours a day they can sleep for, which means by the time they're 13 they've actually slept for 11 years.
Oh, very lucky.
Females do pretty much all the hunting in the wild, not just because the males are really lazy. The males are actually too bigly built around the shoulders and not quite as agile as the females are.
I'm not getting out.
Occasionally though, the males will come in and make the final kill, and then they obviously eat first. It's very important for the males. It acts as a defence when two males are fighting each other. It means they can't dig their teeth properly into each other's necks. Also, the bigger and the darker the mane, the more attractive the males are to the females. Which is spelled W-E-I-T, that actually pronounced vite means wide. These have a wide mouth, which is why they're called it. I'm just going to pull up a little bit further. And there's a bit of a misunderstanding in translation. Someone thought it was white as in the colour. It's just the way it's always stayed. Now their horns are made of the same substance as our fingernails, which is called keratin, and it's hairs that are tightly compacted together. When they're born without a horn at all. When they do first start growing their horn, you can actually move it around because it's not embedded into the skull. They can live up to about 45 years old in captivity, weigh anything up to 4 tons. Although they are quite large, they can still run at the speed of about 20 miles an hour, which is really worrying. Not just because of the size of them, also, if you can see their eyes from this distance, they're really small, and their eyesight is terrible. But we've actually seen one of these charge a tree just for creaking, hence the tractor with a very large metal plate on the front. These are 3 youngsters, and Janu and Rosina are 6 years old, and Marashi is 7 years old. They weigh roughly about 1.5 tons. Now, we do have another male, but you can't put 2 males, 2 females out together, otherwise the males fight constantly. Now our other male, he's got his own little exercise yard. We should be able to see him in a little while. Both the males and the females of this breed grow the horns. As you can see, they're very long and curved, and they mainly use these for hooking onto branches, which then they pull down and eat the leaves from the trees. They do occasionally use them for fighting each other. Their favourite trick when fighting is standing on their hind legs and boxing. To do a water shortage, they can raise their body temperature by several degrees, and this stops them from sweating, so it conserves their water. Thought to be extinct in the wild, a North African animal, sort of Tunisia and around that area. These deer, the ones right in the middle, and these are completely extinct in the wild. Thought to be extinct anywhere in the 18th century. And there was a missionary called Father Armand David that actually found a herd of these in a private garden in China just outside Beijing, hence the name. And what he did is he sent them back to Europe. They didn't breed. 18 got sent back to England, and that's when they started breeding. And of those original 18, there's about 600 to 700 in zoos and safari parks all over the world. Collie cattle. A domestic breed of cattle, but they're the oldest domestic breed known to man. Now they can actually be traced back to about 1500 BC. Also have the largest horns of any domestic breed of cattle in the world. Though they're large, they're hollow, so they are very, very light. They act as a type of radiator. The blood's pushed through the walls of the horns. The horns actually disperse the heat of the blood. So when it goes back through the body, the blood's nice and cool, keeps their body temperature down. Also known as a Wazuki cattle. They are the prized cattle of a tribe in Africa called the Wazuki tribe. They actually worship these. They don't kill them. They actually shoot a hollow arrow into them, and this draws the blood. They then mix that blood with goat's milk, and it's supposed to be a friendship drink. So if you go to Africa and get offered a strawberry milkshake by a tribalman, just be a little a little bit aware of what it actually could be, and apparently it's horrible as well. And that little one on the right hand side is only about 2 weeks old. The youngest one, and the oldest one out of that lot is actually 3 months old. Here he is. Now this is Winston. Winston's our oldest rhino, he's 39 years old. Also our heaviest, about 3 to 3.5 tons. I did say the eyesight was terrible. You can see the eyes really small there. They do make up for it. Really large trumpet style ears, good hearing, really large nostrils, brilliant sense of smell. Now a rhino would be really good to keep as a pet because they go to the toilet in exactly the same place every day. Slight downfall is an excessive amount. Skin on a rhino can be up to 2 inches thick in some places, except for behind the ears, and also there's a fold of skin by the back leg. In these places it's very, very soft and very thin. Now whenever I see Winston, I think it's really sad that rhinos are poached and killed in the wild. It's just for the horns. 80% of deaths to rhinos are caused by humans. The other 20% are natural causes. They have no natural predators at all in the wild. Or should I say vaccinations, not medicines. There's one fast asleep on the tree. Now the other private there, the male. I'd say the male, oh, like I said about the main, didn't I? No, he's a Barbary lion. If you know your history, the Barbary lions are what the Romans used to throw the Christians to in the Colosseums. Now to start with, the lions wouldn't actually eat the Christians. So what they do is they kill the Christians, chop them up into little bits, fed them to the lions, they got the taste for them, they started eating them.
They've got the message, look. I've been a naughty boy, let's go.
They got food, I think. Something in its mouth.
One of them's got probably the dominant female.